Hello everyone and welcome to another Wayfinder video. My name's Brian if you're new to the channel, but if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back you magnificent beast. That's what you get for subscribing, by the way. Free compliments and titles at the start of these videos. Now, I have some unfortunate news to deliver, especially for those of you who are like me waiting for more Wayfinder news, and it's that of a delay. Now, this is going to get interesting. We're going to go through the whole post, share you guys with my thoughts, what I feel this could mean. As a positive, like in the end of the day, like release when you're ready. And while I am like you and probably we're all just kind of itching to jump in, I think this is going to be interesting in terms of timing. And so I want to spend the second part of this video focusing in on the timing discussion as it relates to Wayfinder and other big games as a service games, all kind of stacking up together. But needless to say, this is coming from the official Discord, and let's just dive into the post. Hey everyone. Let's just rip the band-aid off. We're moving to the global beta from April to May 10th. Why? Well, it's simple. We need more time to polish and implement new systems and features that beta players have helped us to prioritize. Now, I think this is really good. This is a good thing. I'm going to talk to you about it from a development perspective. If you guys are new, I am a software developer, so we'll talk about that as well, but we're going to come back to that here in a second. This also means that we're cascading effect that the early access will actually now be summer 2023. The feedback and results of this next beta will help us shape the new early access plan. Once we have a date, we'll sure share it. The feedback we have received thus far has been phenomenal and invaluable. We are already making tons of changes to core systems, as well as added a brand new system in the game that you, the players, have asked for. We're excited to be building the game alongside you. We know that you are disappointed to not get to play in April, but we're making this delay as it is for the best of the game and its long-term success of Wayfinder. We will have another announcement closer to May 10th with the full rundown of what's changed in the beta and what the community has helped us prioritize. Closed beta specifics for more, so stay tuned. Now, regarding the Founders Pack, so this is kind of part A, part B, and then we'll talk about it. They also wanted to address something that they hear all the time is, I want info on the Founders Packs. We hear you and thank you so much for your enthusiasm, but I wanted, waiting for support for Wayfinder. We are not able to pre-sell Founder Packs due to Steam rules for early access games. Therefore, the full rundown of the Founders Pack content and prices will be revealed closer to early access. We plan to offer these packs throughout the entire life of early access, allowing players to upgrade when they see fit. I think that's a really good thing right there, giving you tons of time to make your purchase decisions. As always, thank you so much for being alongside this adventure. If you have any questions, they'll be in chat. Oh, and one more thing, I just can't post something with this kind of tease right. We have many stories to tell, but who are they? Stay tuned. So a few things. One of the things that I do respect a lot within development is the hard decision to delay. And this is not a fun decision. No one's going to celebrate it. But in 6 months' time, in a year's time, this period of time does get forgotten because you have the ability to play. But I think that it's always important, as best you can, put your best foot forward. And this is also important because we see so many games, we see so many of these studios use betas as just marketing ploys, as opposed to what they're meant to be. A beta, to grab information, to take that information and to make changes. And so, from my perspective, you don't have to agree. We can always disagree and have that conversation in the comments and on the comment section videos. Some of the best content that I love when we get to sit here and discuss these kind of games together. But what I love about this, what I want to celebrate about this, what I want to encourage the celebration of this practice is to get out of this marketing beta BS and into what a beta is meant to be. And that's to give us the opportunity to give feedback, to give the devs the time to implement that feedback so that the product can be and have its best foot forward. Things will continue to change. These are games as a service games. And there's going to always be the hype jumper type of player that I'm not so worried about them playing the game and then dipping out. There's no fixing that. That's who they are. I'm not judging them, but that's just the nature of that type of gamer. So I don't count them as a part of somebody who really truly likes these kind of games. But it's important to have the best foot forward so that way, no matter what, whenever like the inevitable of the hyped gamer jumps out and people start proclaiming doom and gloom for every games as a service game that we see out there, like it would be really good to say like, no, the game's really good and you should absolutely check it out. Now onto the Founders Pack. Makes complete sense that they're not going to take your money as an early access yet. And I think it's important not to pre-order games as best as you can. Now, all that being said, I love that they're going to have that option for you as the entire early access runs. Now, in terms of this is early access for PC, PlayStation 5, and then eventually the game will quote unquote release this fall with it coming to Xbox and, you know, truly being quote unquote released. So I'm actually really interested in seeing how this works. It's something I've called for in terms of games as service games. Regardless, I always think that they should have these soft launches, these soft opens before the official launch, but that can probably bite them in the butt. We've seen issues obviously with the Multiverses game now being taken offline. I really hope that they can relaunch that, reintroduce that in 2024 with a bunch of new features. But I think those kind of stories also tell us a different kind of tale. While I personally like PvP, I think PvE is going to be a bigger draw time and time again. And I think that's something that I hope for that game. But focusing this back on Wayfinder, I respect this. I think this is a good thing. But here's the bigger part of the conversation. This is starting to stack up. This is like where Wayfinder was set to have, you know, its early access in May. Here we are kind of mid-April in May. Okay, that's just a couple of weeks, a little bit of a delay. Well, now that the early access is shifting into summer, you know, we're starting to talk about after Diablo 4, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. By the time everybody kind of comes off that high of Diablo 4 and the high of Final Fantasy 16, you could be talking about the high of Wayfinder. And there's also other games as services out there that I'm very much excited about. Throne of Liberty, Blue Protocol, 2 completely different games, but at the same time, all kind of in the same avenue. My worry is that when we start to see them all stack up at the same time. So hopefully we can kind of get our ducks in a row and literally have these roll out in healthy interval and chunks, because I don't know if you, like me, are addicted to these games horribly and thus would end up probably making yourself sick playing too many of these games all at the same time, all within the same week. But pushing it to summer, I think is going to give it an interesting take. It's also kind of flies in the face of people who've commented on videos saying nobody releases games during the summer, which is not scientific at all. That is the weirdest take that I've seen today, but I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to give you guys the news. I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially as it relates to Wayfinder, who I think they're doing the right thing when it comes to their battle pass. I think that's going to be truly interesting to see. I can't wait to share more with you guys. And obviously with the beta kind of being pushed to May, I hope maybe there'll be some NDA stuff that lifts so we can talk about it in more detail and things like that, but we'll have to just wait and see for that. Thanks guys for your time. If you feel the video earns it, hit that like button, double tap that dislike button if you don't like the content here. Be sure to subscribe if you do like the content here, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. But until then, take care.